Hi, I'm Hazel. It is almost Saturday today, so it's time to sit down and catch up with a brand new vlog, and this week we had a huge build on the BFA beta. Basically, the big one. Jeremy Fiesel did tweet that for the most part, content creation for BFA is done, so at this point the beta is going to be more about tuning and bug fixing and less about brand new stuff, but man did we get some new stuff in this last big build. There were so many cool things that I've kind of been experiencing beta whiplash, where I see a thing and I get real excited about it and I go and start a video and then I see something else, I'm like, oh, that's more important, and I'll start that one, and basically I'm like halfway through a bunch of videos and I've finished none of them. So until I actually finish something, here's a quick run through of the things from the latest build that I'm most excited for. Number one is that Auctioneer mount. So there is a big Brontosaurus looking mount. It is a gold sync mount. It will cost 5 million gold. You know, the number could change, but it's probably not going to. 5 million gold, and it has an Auctioneer on it. It's just like, it's like the Grand Expedition Yak, but like, I guess we had the Traveler's Mammoth and then the Expedition Yak and now this thing, and oh my gosh, I want it. I was like 1.5 million gold towards a spider and I saw that and I'm like, sorry, spider. You have just been put down back a couple of burners, like a couple of stoves away. You're in somebody else's kitchen now. I'm getting that dinosaur, and I immediately started looking at what I'm gonna have to do and change in my life. What kind of a person do I need to become in order to be the kind of person that has 5 million gold to spend on that mount? You might see more gold making guides from me. Something else from the build that really caught my eye is new collecting meta achievements. So for pets, we get 2 new pet collecting meta achievements. It has been a while, and I feel like we've been in need of them for a while, so it's really cool. For 800 pets, you can get Roto the Rooter, mechanical prairie dog, and then for 1,000 pets, you can get Hearthy, the Hearthstone Elemental. When I first saw this pet, I was a little bit surprised that it wasn't a Hearthstone promotion pet, and then I remembered that Hearthstones actually are in WoW and, you know, came there first. Anyways, really cool pet, really excited, and there is one more collecting meta that I saw there that involves a pet, and that is if you, on BFA, collect 400 toys, you will get Brutus, the mechanical toy dog dude, and oh man, I haven't been collecting toys. I've been all like, oh man, you collect toys, you get more toys. That's not a big deal. I don't even need toys. I've been very lazy about it, and I'm just gonna have to change my ways. I sense some toy collecting live streams in my future. At some point, I don't know if it was in this BFA build or a previous one, but we've got some Coltaran Druid travel forms, both the travel and the aquatics, and needless to say, I think those look really good. To the point that I'm curious about what percentage of Coltaran characters are going to be druids. Like, who's gonna make a Coltaran something else? Like, I could see them making really cool looking warriors. What else? Are you planning on making a Coltaran character that's not one of those things? Let me know. In WoW-ish Blizzardy news this week, Black Ops 4, which is some kind of COD game, COD is in not being fish, I don't know, was added to the Blizzard launcher, which means it is going to be purchasable for Blizzard Balance, which means that the WoW token price is probably going to go up again. I think people get a little bit worked up every time the WoW token price goes up due to something outside of WoW. I can see both sides of the issue. It doesn't really bother me that much because I think at this point in the WoW token, the price has gone up so much, and I know I'm spoiled because I'm NA, but the price has gone up so much that I don't really buy them for game time anymore. You know, I have some game time stocked up, and when that runs out, I'm probably just going to go back to paying $15 a month like I did for years. So it doesn't bother me that much, but there's definitely some people with their feathers a bit ruffled about that one. But hey, if you're a Call of Duty fan and you have a ton of WoW gold and you are not saving it up for a sweet Brontosaurus Auctioneer mount, there you go. For today's Friday live stream, there is a heroic raid boss being tested at 3 that I need to be testing. I am still going to live stream at 3. I'm going to live stream the raid testing. I will probably shrink my camera down quite a bit so that I can use that footage in raid boss guides if I end up needing to do that, which I probably will. And then after I feel like I've gotten enough footage of that or the test of it ends, then we can go and do either some toy collecting or, you know, well, we always find something. I really want to do World Quest. I think it's World Quest Rep Week this week. I can't quite let go of the dream of finishing the Paragon Rep Legion mounts before BFA happens, but BFA, like, I'm judging how soon BFA is by how warm the weather's getting. Like, when BFA was in, like, August and it was really cold outside, it was like, oh, you know, that's later. But now it's starting to get warmer and, like, the sun is out and it looks nice in the world, and I'm like, oh man, August can't be that far away. You know, the warmer it gets, the closer BFA is, or at least for us here in the Northern Hemisphere. Questions for this week. Deadly Demand Sounds asks, what kind of music do you enjoy? So with music, I'm not terribly picky. The only thing that I really but don't prefer to listen to is country music. I'm personally not a country person, but outside of that, I seem to go through phases, and right now I'm in like a long, like 2-3 year long phase of listening to almost exclusively Korean music, so K-pop for sure, but also K-hip-hop and some K-R&B. I don't follow K-pop super closely, but I will definitely listen to and watch the music videos of all the new hits from all of the big groups when they come out. As far as my favorite group, I think just for like the sound that they have and then the choreography, I really like watching all of the NCT stuff. Has been really good. Sparhawk asks, have you ever thought about growing strawberries or something with a base aquaponics setup with your fish tank? So probably not with that one. I feel like I've finally stuffed enough plants in there. I just got his Java moss in there recently, so that's like covering his log and his bridge. It looks really messy, but I'm hoping that once it all starts to grow the same way, I can trim it. So probably not in that tank, and I don't know about strawberries, but one thing that I have seen on a lot of like fish people websites and YouTube and stuff is that people will grow a pothos houseplant aquaponically in a fish tank because apparently it has very good nitrogen uptake, which is good for the plant and also good for the fish tank. So maybe one day, but probably not anytime soon. Aaron asks, so girly question for you, which I'm going to personally edit to curly question for you because lots of people have curls. Somehow I missed the class. Do you find that your hair is frizzy a lot if you don't use heat on it to smooth the cuticle? Mine looks like straw if I air dry it, and I used to be vain about how soft it was. Dye only roughed up cuticles. Any way to improve that? So basically, I have struggled with frizzy hair, as you can probably tell. Both before and after I dyed my hair. I didn't actually find it got any frizzier after I dyed my hair, but that may have been because it was so frizzy and fluffy anyways before that. Things that I do that help, and I wouldn't say that I've solved my problem, but the things that I do that I found it helped. One of them, don't shampoo your hair any more than absolutely necessary. Mine only gets a wet shampoo probably once a week at most. Secondly, argan oil, not like a special product, but just actual argan oil. You can buy it on Amazon. It's not too expensive. Rub a little bit on your hands, rub it through your hair, and if you feel like you've gone too far, don't shampoo it out, just get some dry shampoo, throw that on, and dry shampoo helps me live between the weeks of shampooing without looking too gnarly. And then I don't remember when I started doing this, but I have a bottle of this Suave Naturals coconut conditioner. It's really cheap. It's like $2 or $3 for a huge bottle of it. The natural specifically, so make sure it doesn't have any silicones, dimethicone in it or anything like that. But it's a conditioner, but I use it as a leave-in, like after my hair is wet, work in like a fairly good amount of it while, not a lot, but like probably for my hair, like an inch-sized blob through my hair when it's wet, and that I find helps it be really soft and not frizzy without looking greasy or anything once it dries. So those are the things that I do. Lindsay asks, hey Hazel, wonder if you could put your Mouseover Macro in the description of the vlog. Sure, yeah, I will throw it up on the screen here and then also put it in the description. So this is the Mouseover Macro that I use whenever I set up a healing character. I basically copy that macro with a different spell in the spell section, so just change it the spell name and make an individual macro for each spell, throw it on your bars, and voila, you have Mouseover healing without having to use an add-on. It's definitely a little bit more work to set up than an add-on, but it means that even without any add-ons, you know, if you don't want to run add-ons or you are afraid of add-ons breaking, I don't know, it just keeps working. So that is my Mouseover Macro, and I will also put in the description for easy copy and pasting. Alex asks, hey Hazel, I was just wondering what graphics settings you use in WoW and what you have changed in order to achieve the best results. I have a decent rig and struggle to get 60 FPS in raid sometimes. So the number one thing, my settings, I think I keep almost everything maxed out except that I turn ground clutter down because I just don't like it. I turn view distance down sometimes if I'm having frame rate issues. That can hugely help. But in raids specifically, the one thing, and I do this all the time, but the one thing that helped me get a better frame rate in raids or in any situation where you have a lot of people around is turn shadows all the way down. Shadow rendering takes a huge amount of your computer's relative power, especially when there's a lot of characters around and it's just rendering a whole bunch of shadows. And when you have like the 10 level shadows with full detail on it, that's a lot of extra work. And honestly, I don't really miss not having shadows, and turning that down had a significant impact on my frame rate. Particle effects is the other thing that will help you in raid, but I like to avoid turning that down if I can because they just look really cool. So try turning your shadows down, see if that helps, and I hope that it does. Anyways, that has been my week. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions that you would like answered on the vlog, please leave them as comments on the most recent vlog, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye!